Alright, what is up everybody? It's time to do a Treyarch Zombies tier list. I think everybody's doing it. I should go ahead and cash my hat into that ring too. This is partially because I want to do it, partially because on the very off chance that this ever got big enough for Mr. T Lexify to see it, I could get roasted by him personally. Alright, so we're going into this completely unrehearsed and just absolutely no real idea what I really would or should do in terms of making this very streamlined, but we'll just go in order here, I guess. Alright, so first off we got Nocturne Totem. This is the first Zombies map ever, and even though it's the first Zombies map ever, that doesn't necessarily mean that it should get a pass up to like the S tier or the A tier or anything like that. It's tough, but I think it's just middle of the pack. Can we rename these tiers? Oh, we can. Alright. Alright, here we go. Superior as fuck. Gotta capitalize fuck. Let's go. Absolutely. Nah, we'll do amazing as hell. Badass. That one's easy enough. Cool. Didn't care for. Guess if I'm gonna capitalize everything, I might as well follow that on, right? Didn't capitalize as, so we'll do that. Failure! Alright. So I think this is a pretty good setup now that we got here. So next up for Rukt. I don't personally care for Rukt that much. Playing it wise, I understand its lore and everything in place there. It's a cool map. It's a cool map. And I stick it with Noct pretty much there. Shino Numa, I think, is a bit better than the two of them. In a way. Like, I don't know. I feel like I can't rank it above Rukt though. Personally, I like Shino Numa a bit more, but I'm going to also stick that one in cool. Let's see, Derice. Classic. I do love the giant too. I don't know if it's double listed or not. Let me check real quick. I don't see it again, so we're gonna take the giant and Derice, even though they're two kind of separate things. We're taking them together, I guess. Well, if we're doing them both, it's amazing as hell. Maybe superior as fuck. Pause right now. Which one am I putting it in? Alright. Amazing as hell. I'm going amazing as hell, just strictly based off really buildables and extra stuff you can do in the map. There's not a whole lot more to do in the map other than just either camp or rape train your way to higher rounds and or do like the little quests in the giant. It's not a whole lot to do. Oops. Pretty good map though. Both of them. Kinoder Totem is a classic, one of my personal favorites, one of almost every Zombies player's favorites. The first map that I technically played on the Wii, and I'm not going to give it a free pass, because once again, it's just like Derice. It's amazing as hell. There's not a whole lot to do other than to camp or rape train your way to the higher rounds. It's a classic. It's got one of the best, if not the best, hidden songs of all time. There's nothing you can ever do to take that away from it. There's nothing you can ever do to change most people's opinions on that, but I do feel like it is not a top tier map. 5, I don't get all the hype on. It's good, it's hard. Its Wonder Weapon sucks dick. There's not much more to say about it. Pentagon Thief, I guess, is kind of cool. I don't personally like him. I think he's way too hard to kill. So it's gonna go in the didn't care for. It should maybe be cool, but This is a personal list. I didn't care for it. Roast me. Alright. Ascension, once again, great map. Amazing map. One of the easiest maps also. So, I mean, if you want to pick up a map and play it just casually, Ascension is your go-to. If you want to just be drunk off your gourd, high off your gourd, busting out some zombies, Ascension, especially in the remakes on Black Ops 3. Oh boy, that's a fun one right there. But it's got to go. I'm going to stick with it. That's amazing as hell. You know what? It did introduce Flopper. And those Black Ops... I mean, I haven't given Kino or Derice really the Black Ops 3 treatment either, but those... They do allow you to have a lot of stuff going on there. This is really tough. I do love Ascension. I'm going to keep it where it is. I'm going to lock that in. I'm not going to change that. Alright, Call of the Dead. I hate the Fog. I hate George, not personally. Hate his in-game abilities. It's not a whole lot in terms of replayability unless you want to do the really long main Easter egg. VR11 sucks. The Scavenger is good, but it sucks for George. It's cool. Most people probably have this in Badass. To me, it's cool. Shangri-La. What are we ranking here? The baby gun or the map? The baby gun's good, but that's not enough to save this. This isn't a didn't care for. To me, this is a failure map. There's something to be said about fair difficulty, and there's something to be said about making the entire map brown and putting 17 RNG traps just each way you need to go. It's almost impossible to revive people on this map. It's super tight corners. The Easter egg is an absolute demon. There's not much more I can say. It's got the special zombies that all come to ruin your day in each of their own fantastic ways, and this is a Black Ops 1 map that has not been remade, so there's absolutely no player-oriented bullshit to help you survive. It is strictly just, good day, hope you don't die. Alright. Moon is gonna... It's not a failure, because it's not as hard as Ascension. I didn't care for it, but I feel like I'm going to put this one in cool, because I feel like I would like it if I actually played it more. So it's cool. I know people will slaughter me for this. They love the wave gun, they love everything. I don't... Some of the gimmicks on Moon, like the teleporting Novas, the 0G, the jump pads in the biodome being so finicky where if you miss them, that's almost certain death if you don't have the perk for it. Whether that's Jugger to survive maybe, or PhD Flopper, I forget if that's even on that map. Alright. Transit. I want you to listen to me if you ever watch this, Mr. T Lexify, and I want you to know that I agree. Transit is an absolute failure. It is the worst fucking thing that they have ever made. Fuck that map. Fuck everything about it. The only thing good to spawn out of that was grief and town. Alright, Nuketown Zombies. I'm not as hard on this as a lot of people. I'd say cool, just because its mechanics cool. It's a rehash. More zombies content's more zombies content in this consumer's eyes, so... That's where we sit there. Die Rise is a failure strictly because of them teasing PhD Flopper on the one map that would have needed it most, and instead giving you rusty fling traps to certainly catapult into death. You're not getting revived if you go down on the map. It's brutally difficult. There's not much going your way. Another troll they did, that elevator key, that works once. The one, okay. Enough of it. It doesn't even deserve the time of day. Don't play Die Rise. Don't ever play Die Rise. If it gets a remake, play it once. Let me know how it is. Alright, Mob of the Dead. Classic. So, let's see what we got going for us here. Another PhD troll. Nah, but Mob of the Dead is... It's not my favorite map, so it struggles from the lack of stuff to do. It does have one of the best wonder weapons, but then again, so does Kino. So does Die Rise. Or Die Rise. Derice. No, Die Rise. Well, Die Rise does, but fuck Die Rise. No, okay, yeah. So Mob of the Dead, amazing as hell. Buried, way too easy of a map. Way too easy of a map. You don't... Yeah, I mean, the buildables, the paralyzer, I mean, it's a good map. It's Easter eggs fun. It's not too complicated by the fact that I did it, and I didn't do Easter eggs back at this time. I'm going to put it as the first one in the badass, because it did everything better than these maps in my eyes, but it did stuff slightly worse than these maps in my eyes. I'm not a fan of Origins. Once again, a little, like, maybe the difficulty gets to me here. I don't like the staff upgrade steps. Everything about the staffs just seems a bit out of the way, too hard. I don't like games where you have to set up for 50 minutes just to kind of get to the meat and bones of everything you got on the table there. Origins is badass. It implemented the stats and stuff like that. It's, once again, better than these, worse than these to me. Not a whole lot more to be said. Shadows of Evil, I have to put in badass strictly based off how much I played it. I feel like if I played it more, it's amazing as hell. But I'm gonna stick it in badass. Der Eisendrache. All right, so I'm gonna. Most people probably know where this is going. Right up top. What can you say? The bows are better staffs that aren't super egregiously hard to upgrade. I mean, there's not. You don't have to say a whole lot more than that, I don't feel. It's a great map, ample opportunity to do whatever you want, good easy Easter egg with a good boss fight. All around good map. Zetsubu no Shima, I personally have only played like 4 or 5 times. I don't think it deserves the hate it gets. I didn't care for it either. Maybe it's cool. I haven't played it enough. Gonna stick it where it's fair. Gorod Krovi, everybody loves this. Being a PlayStation gamer for most of my Zombies career, this map and I don't have a great relationship since I don't have a PS5, only a PS4, so haven't really got to experience a whole lot of the fun aspect in this map due to glitchy frame rates and such like that, so I think I gotta stick it in cool. Ray Gun Mark III is cool. You know, there's a lot of cool stuff. I need to make these bigger, I don't know if I can. Maybe it'll just become another level down. Alright, but yeah, Gorod Krovi, cool. Revelations, I've done this Easter egg. It got me the RK5 on every map, so that was pretty cool. That it's pretty easy, pretty nostalgic for a Zombies player that's played most of all of the maps. So I mean, it did a lot of stuff. I think personally, okay, we'll make another. I think personally that Revelations is pretty badass. I like what they did there. I like the risk. I like what they did. A lot of people don't see the turnaround there. A lot of people just kind of disregard the map. I'm sure some people don't even know it exists. But I mean, just look at that cover art, man. There's a lot of stuff going on there. There's some good fun stuff to be had in that. Blood of the Dead. People hate Blood of the Dead. I do not hate Blood of the Dead. It's not as good as Mob of the Dead. It's not shit to me. I mean, it's playable. It's not too bad. It's pretty faithful. No bridge. Oh well, I mean, might be heresy to say that, but I think Blood of the Dead was cool. I think it was cool. Once again, they stuck their foot out there. Because that was the first remaster they did. I didn't like really that much at all that they just kept doing that. But Blood of the Dead was a cool first attempt. I think they did okay there. I'm not going to be as hard as some people are. And Classified, I mean, it... Okay, so wait, they have Classified, but they don't have the Giant? Okay, that's weird. So Classified is just 5, which I didn't care for, but Classified with Black Ops 4 system actually in the bonus areas makes it a lot more playable. So I actually like Classified more than 5, despite them deciding to bring back the absolutely terrible Wonder Weapon. So I'm going to put Classified in the cool. It's going to go in the cool category here. I mean, they made a map that I didn't really care for better. I've had some fun experiences on that. I've actually had, in the server room, about 96 dogs spawn on me before in one of my past videos, so I mean, that was fun. Can't knock it for giving me a couple laughs here and there, a couple good times. Voyage of Despair is a strong second map to 9. I mean, a lot of people don't like... I feel like it's kind of Shangri-La with tight corridors and stuff like that, but it has a good couple spots for you to like really do what you want to do. It's not too complicated or anything like that. I feel like it gets a little bit of unfair hate, kind of people's hatred for Black Ops 4 in general kind of stretches over to all the maps and kind of like knocks them down a peg, and it's an unfair kind of ranking that people are giving them. I think it's cool. And once again, they tried something. They tried something. Did it work? I mean, more zombies content, right? A lot of people that would be and didn't care for. I don't think it's fair to put it in failure. 9. I mean, it's got an event 7-fold song for the hidden song. So, I mean, that's, for me, you've already struck in the right chords. Then when the map was amazing in almost every way outside of the Easter egg step where you have to basically translate Egyptian hieroglyphics and you only get one chance around. Other than that, I mean, everything was a hit. Even with Black Ops 4 systems, that's still one of the most known and loved zombies maps. So, I mean, and I don't hate Black Ops 4 system, but it seems like at least 50% of the zombies community does. So, I mean, more power to 9, right? Dead of the Night, I'm just not going to talk too much about it, just like the marketing division of Treyarch did. It's cool. Good mechanics. Really cool wonder weapon, in my opinion. I like the pistol wonder weapons. So yeah, that's where it goes. Ancient Evil. Superior as fuck. Maybe. Amazing as hell. Maybe. Which one? I'm gonna go amazing as hell. Just, I never completed the Easter egg. I did try it once. I did not complete it, obviously. It's good. It's not as good as 9 or Der Eisendrache. I gotta be fair here. I mean, I didn't play it as much as really anything else in the Amazing as Hell category, but I feel like that's not solely based on it. It's once again kind of based on the game it was in, and the amount of friends and stuff I had playing it was severely diminished based on the other competitors here in that Amazing as Hell territory. That's another reference to how good 9 was. Alpha Omega, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't care for it. Kind of boring. Kind of rehashed wonder weapons. By that time, it's like the 4th time we're seeing elemental powered 4-squared wonder weapons. I mean, it did some stuff cool, but I mean, overall the map's just kind of a mess. Another Nuketown remake. Once again, I said I wasn't super happy with all the remaking they did in Black Ops 4, so I mean, didn't care for it. I'm not going to call it a failure, because it wasn't to me. But, because I see like some people I feel like would like this better than Nuketown Zombies. I liked the simplicity here. I thought this was a good stab in the dark. This was a lot of wasted effort. Tag Der Toten is better to me than Call of the Dead. I'm going to put it in badass. It's got the mechanics going for it to make the map a bit better. You don't have George Romero stalking you every 4 fucking seconds. You got no fog. Expanded area to run around in. So, I mean, just, it introduced like some swimming mechanics and stuff. Just a couple cool things here. I mean, obviously it's the end of the Aether story. I don't agree with exactly how they ended that, so that doesn't earn it any brownie points here. So I'm sticking it right where I think it belongs, in that badass territory. I'd play it again. It's not my first choice. Die Machine. Good starting Cold War map. As the next 2 have came out, I've kind of strayed away from it. I feel like it's badass. It doesn't have a great wonder weapon in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion. The suck part of it is good. The electric one is good. Other than that, not a whole lot worth mentioning. Once again, that's like the 5th time we're seeing 4-squared elemental powered wonder weapons. It's whatever. I'm gonna jump to Outbreak here. No, I'll keep going in order. I'll stick to the order. I kind of wanted to get that out of the way. I'll save it for last, I guess. Firebase Z. Alright, so we're gonna go Firebase Z. It's better than Die Machine. But I don't know if it's... I don't... It's really simplistic. There's not a whole lot to do. There's the main Easter egg. There's some good dialogue. You don't have any really relatable characters outside of who you picked. So, I mean, it's like... It's badass. It's more badass than a lot of the badass in here to me. But it's badass. I mean, it's more badass than Die Machine, Tag Der Toten, maybe Revelations, and maybe Buried. It's not more badass than these 2. Mal Der Toten. I think right now, and I think I'll think this for a while, so I feel safe in doing this, I think that this is the best map in Cold War so far. And I think that honestly, for everything it does it nice and accessibly wise. So I think in a kind of a different retrospect, this map, for the more easy method of zombies we're getting it, or like more easy meta of zombies we're getting towards here, I think is superior as fuck. I think this is the way they should aim to do maps in the future. Outbreak is technically not a zombies map, but it's on this tier maker list, and it's part of zombies, so no other things. Outbreak is kind of torn between cool and badass here, and then I have another side note to make. I think I'm gonna stick it in badass. So we'll stick it in badass. It could be amazing as hell if there was simply more stuff to do. There's these big maps, but there's not a whole lot to do. You can't even fly helicopters or anything around them. You kind of gotta rely on jump pads to move around. So once again, maybe downing becomes problems and stuff like that. It's just not. It's not finished to me. They could do stuff to it to make it better. So here it is. Locking this in. This is it. My Treyarch Zombies official ranked tier list. I'm not saying that it's the correct to you. I'm saying that as I sit here right now, it's the correct to me. So thank you all for watching, and I hope everybody has a terrific day and makes their own tier list and leaves it in the comments.